Hey everyone, welcome to my channel Inside Knowledge and my name is Anand. I hope you have seen my previous videos and you must have enjoyed it. You must have learned something also. This is purely based on the knowledge and experience. Today we'll talk about reference data management. We can't miss this topic because this is one of the important process when it comes we talk about the investment banking, because this team has a very important role to play. So let's start with reference data management, the little bit background and what they do. So reference data management is a process that maintain data source for different trading product. Not only product, they also maintain the client account, they also maintain SSI, they also set up all these things in the system for the company. So what does reference data management provide? It provides full term and condition, um, including ratings, descriptive content for each asset type. Reference data maintains extensive market level and issue level industry standard numbering codes. These are associated with each equity instrument, including official clearing code identifier like CDOL, QSAP, ISIN, SIN, local exchange code. These are the local codes based on which they provide the data. So the types of reference data, what do we know? Like reference data, normally there's two, like one is static, one is dynamic. So what is static reference data? Like if you try to understand, so the data element for the static, that is like you can't change those things. So like the financial products, specifications and expiry dates, information about the counterparties and supply chain partners. So these are the, like you are not going to change every time. These will be static. The second is the dynamic reference data. So these are could be it varies. So there's a variable data such as closing and historical price. These are the, like it keep on changing. So that's the reason it's divided into two, dynamic and static. Why is reference data management required? So the market data for particular instrument which is used for the trading. So that's the reason, like reference data management plays a very important role over here for setting up those instrument into the company system so that it can be traded in the market, so that it can be it will flow down to the downstream with, like without any error, like it will be STP for those products. So the market data for particular instrument includes an identifier of the instrument and where it was traded, such as ticker symbol and exchange code, the last bid and ask price at the time of the last trade, volume traded, bid and offer size. So static data about the financial instrument from a variety of sources. So like normally mostly the companies follow Bloomberg and Reuters to get all these detail, and they set up like the security based on these platform exactly to the company platform. So it will be exactly kind of, you can say it's a mirror of Bloomberg and Reuters. I'm just giving you an example. These two are mainly used by the companies. So that's the reason reference data management required to set up these securities. So reference data is utilized across the front, middle and back office system of an investment bank. So it helps bank and financial institutions reduce exposure to counterparty credit risk. It also manages capital and liquidity. So all that is we can say that this is achieved by the leveraging an intelligent data platform. So what are the advantages of the reference data platform? So it manages and deliver reliable reference data across the system and existing reference centers. So remember, when they set up all these things in the one platform, these are used by the multiple teams. So that's the reason, like they play a very important role in the investment bank or any financial institutions. Create a single source of truth through onboarding the new identifier, like the securities we set up, and cross-referencing it with existing entity information and identify the cross-check the details with them, streamlining hierarchy structures, deliver and syndicate data to any system in any format or structure, you can say. So this is a single platform where they set up everything, and entire, like the team, they can use and they can check, because each company have a different setup. So some places you will know, like they are known as static data or they are known as reference data management. Some companies, they also they might be using a different term, but yeah, their role, their work is the same. And I like to add one more the process, like they also involved into is the setting up the SSI, because it's the job of the reference data management team or the static data team to update the SSI for the counterparties or the clients, or opening an account and setting each and every detail in the system. So they also play a major role in setting up the SSI. So for example, like normally when we support one of our client, for example, so for example they have one account with us, but they want to trade a couple of security and to a different account. It could be that one account they just want to trade for one particular client, and this other account they want to trade for one particular client. So they will open an account, they will ask us to open an account or and update the SSIs. So middle office, normally they get the details from the client, because they are mostly they are the client facing team who looks after these things, getting that request from the client. So when they get the request from the clients, or they will reach out to reference data management, they will send the details about everything, like the what is the account number for which country, what is the address, and tax code and everything. And these data will be used by the reference data management to set up the SSI or the account in the system. Once the setup is done, then client can trade on that account, and if the setup is correct, whatever trading happen on that account, it will directly flow STP, like straight through processing to the downstream, to the settlement, to the back offices team, without any interruption. So SSI setup will differ means organization to organization, but as per logic, this should be a part of reference data team. In many companies, like this is managed by reference data team, because they maintain the database of security and the account also. If it's a small organization, definitely middle office play a role over here as a reference data management. They do the setup of the securities and the account and the SSI for the clients, because it's like it's not necessary every organization will have a different team who will manage all those things. So when I was working for a small bank, that is Saxo Bank from Denmark, we were asked to look after all this process, because we had a very small team, and we had to manage everything from middle office perspective. We were managing the client account setup, we were managing the SSI setup for the counterparties. Sometimes we have to update the securities as well in the system. Later on, the separate team was formed to manage all those things. So mostly, like middle office, they play a major role in between the reference data management and the client to get all the data set up in the system. So now there is a couple of things in when we talk about the SSI setup. It could be like we can divide that into two parts. one SSI setup for new client, second SSI setup for the old client but new account. Like I give you the example, a client wants to open a new account, and they want to keep it separate from the other account. So that is like a client already having an account, but they're setting up those details. Mostly they would only need couple of details, not everything they need, because that client is already approved in the banking system. So they just need the new account number and where they want to settle, which broker they want to use. These are the couple of things. So these things get set up very easily, very quickly. But if the client is a new client, like I talk about this, SSI setup is divided into two parts. So second is if the client is a new client, it has to go through the different channel. Like the onboarding channel will play the major role over here. They will onboard the client. They will go through the entire background verification. They will check the client details and everything, whether the client is involved into any kind of you can say like fraud or any if they know like the client is involved in any other like activities which is not legal. So these are the things look after by the onboarding. Once they clear like, okay, this client is good and they onboarded the client, then we can open multiple accounts, whatever, based on the client request. So these are the two part in the SSI setup. Now you know like reference data management, what is their work. They help in setting up the securities, they help in setting up the account, they help in setting up the SSI, and they maintain all these data time to time. Securities, they maintain the closing price and opening price and everything. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You will learn something from this video. I also I learned a couple of things from my experience, and that's what I'm sharing over here. If you know something, please share with me, please comment, and I'll get back to you guys. I got a lot of comment and I'm trying to touch base each and every topic. So just be with me, follow me, subscribe me, and comment. Thank you.